What's up guys, Wobbly Rick here, trying to keep my brain still intact. Why the hell would it go dynamic resolution mode? Oh, screw off. I'm not going to use dynamic resolution because it's only going to create a cancerous herpes all over me. And dynamic resolution actually strains out a system. It doesn't matter how much RAM or what kind of processor you have. Dynamic resolution will always cause a typical issue with your PC, mostly in regards with heat. Doesn't matter how you keep your PC cooled, it's always going to overheat with dynamic resolution active. So what's up guys, Wobbly Rick here. I'm currently being attacked by what you would probably call a poltergeist or some kind of retard ghost. And yes, I said retard, because I need to return back to the afterlife where they came from. I literally got crap floating around in my room that's right behind me, and I'm choosing to ignore it. Yeah. This house has only been around for less than 6 years, and this pile of dump already has ghosts. More or less, they were more or less annoying than threatening. That's why I swear to God, it's like that kid that I keep seeing around this house is actually still alive. Well, spiritually. But whatever the crap it is, I have the weirdest feeling that under this foundation of this house there's a dead body. And that's probably the reason why this creepy stuff is going on around here. It's starting to really creep me the hell out, this stupid house, and it's only been here only a couple of years. And the other creepy part is I've already seen the Grim Reaper. You know, normally you're not supposed to see any of that hot garbage when you're alive, unless your time is coming. More or less, it's starting to morally disturb me. I know I'm not crazy because I already had more than 8 hours of sleep. I've been sleeping pretty properly as of recent. Sleeping pretty good. But for weird and creepy stuff like this to be happening, especially in a still newish house, I find it morally depressing that a house has succumbed to that kind of function in such a short amount of time. But those of you who live in the astral plane should probably count to 10 or avoid numerous things. Should probably choose to avoid things. Man. I kind of hoped my creepy house would stop being creepy, but this is just way overboard on the creepy factor. I wonder, didn't I make a lame motorcycle, and where is it? Oh wait, I'm thinking of an entirely different save file, completely deleted. I don't have a motorcycle in this file. I completely forgot about that. I seem to forget about that a lot. Oh well, it's just a mild moral dilemma. Okay, let's clean up the hot garbage. This place calls it, well, let's clean up the hot garbage this place calls the building. Whoa there, kiddo, you won the lottery. It's called Take a Blunderbuss Stick of Meat. Whoa, hold on there, Missy. You wait your turn. I don't care if you are offering me sloppy seconds. It's gross. finally go to sleep. You destroying private property, son? Yeah, look at that, man. He done trashed private property. Man, the nerve of that dead zombie. Wow, this house I'm living in is something. When I say something, it's a piece of crap. It's starting to creep me out. All the ghostly ghost crap that be going on inside of a house that isn't even freaking 20 years old. It's not even half of 10 yet. Ooh, some working stiff tools. Maybe there's actually something useful in this thing. I can't believe I was wrong. There's definitely nothing useful in it. Might as well use the door. Some stuff I could trade for some dukes. Yes, he did just get shot in the butt cheeks. And now from second dosing. Okay, I can return to the trader. Assuming he won't shoot me in the back when I turn my back. Oh, cool. Look at that. Magazine extender. The AK. Yeah, not bad. Keep your seeds. Keep your paper. Keep your broken jars. An iron fire axe. You can keep that. Let's see what's inside the purse. Some basic person stuff? Congratulations! You're a dummy! Some medication I don't need. Probably gonna throw that away. I hate the pills because why not? It'll give me my health back. And a bit of stun resistance. Take the old AK out and go beat up some animals with it. Or maybe I'll step on a couple of Koopas and then I might get sued by PETA. By the way, for those of you who don't know much about PETA, there actually is a weird side of PETA where they're actually not really saving the animals because they care about them, but more or less because they're trying to import and export these animals and steal the bone marrow. Usually steal bone marrow, structure of skeletons, stuff like that. And when it comes to the elephants, they say protect the elephants, but they're turning those elephants into illegal black market ivory sales. Come on, dude. There, she can go to sleep. Look at that reflective piece. I could basically look behind me. You can see the neighborhood and street behind me. Not bad. Go ahead and trash the AK. I don't need it.
No public. I don't care what folks say about you in the wasteland. you're almost okay in my book.
Uh-huh. You say that now, of course, but when you find out I robbed your home, you're gonna be saying something else. Oh, man. Sell that. Yeah, you can take these painkillers I don't need either, man. What does he have for me now? Definitely nothing. Still has the motorcycle. So it'd really do me some good to have a motorcycle or something. I don't even think I have a 44 Magnum.
Thank God you're done browsing. Next time I'll charge you for that.
Next time I'll pop that guy on the lip so he can have a reality check. That's very strange. It's only been 5 days in this game when it's actually been more than that. I think somewhere along the line this game is malfunctioning, or I seem to not be able to keep track of time properly. Either way, playing this game. I was gonna play more Wobbly Life, but I don't think there's a point to playing Wobbly Life right now. Could have did more treasure hunting though. Probably would have worked out. Motor tools, machine gun parts. The greater the quality of the gun you want to build, the more parts it consumes. Need to make a workbench. I don't have the raw resources to make it. It's a little saddening. Okay, I think that's pretty much everything that I'm going to be putting down in here. I'll store that in there. Could sell the military plates and sledgehammer steel parts, because I don't really need a steel sledgehammer. And right now steel tools aren't really going to benefit me. Or nothing but steel spear parts won't really benefit me either. The steel tool parts for maybe the pickaxe would, but everything else wouldn't. Let's see. Anything else that's in here? Trash. Doesn't look like it. Could get rid of the steroids since I might find more later. I have 2 engines in here, 43 oil. Take 21 to go flip it. Put the extended clip inside of here. I'm gonna sell all these to try to make up some golden dukes. Again, it's been a wobbly rig. Not even gonna end the stream. I think I'm gonna stay awake till 6 a.m. in the morning, US Central Time. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna stay awake till 6 a.m.
Are you friendly?
I sure am. I'm just here to sell you everything I got in my pockets. You gotta have it all, no complaints. It says run speed is 10%. 385.
Was there something else?
No, not at all. Except for that fat lip he's gonna receive from me in a second. Oh, points well spent. I can now craft workbenches and cement mixers. So what kind of job you have?
I've got a job for you. Well, get busy. We're burning daylight.
I sure am the cast of the Amanda Show. I sure am. Well, the daring plunderer should work out just fine. I got my tea on the side to keep my nerves calm and collected, and to block out bad energy. Because anything with mint calms your nerves. If you're experiencing issues with calming down, you should probably breathe into some mint if you're not allergic to it. The smell alone should balance out your body. Consuming it does a lot of freaking stress relief if you're streaming for long hours. So if you want to be a streamer, you know, have a mint plant in your room. That'll help you keep your cool while you play games, especially really aggravating ones that can cause you to get really aggro. Having a mint plant will always, you know, keep you calm. I don't know why, but it's always mint. It calms down the savage beast. Or if you're a person who's old enough to do the whatever, then I guess spending time with your girlfriend might solve your issue. When it comes to having too much on your mind or your nerves on a short fuse, go for a long walk with someone you care about or something. Considering where I live at, I'm not really able to do that, so for those of you who can, you know, enjoy the time you spend out there in the world. I kind of live like in the middle of nowhere. It's kind of in the boonies kind of situation, so it's not like I can just get up and go walk outside like if I was in a big city, because if you just get up and go walk outside, you're walking in the middle of nowheres. In a sort of retrospective way, it's more or less inviting danger into your life. So if you live out here where I live at, don't go outside. Spare yourself the trouble from running into wild animals or crazy psychopaths. And, you know, take it easy in the city. If you live in a city where you have a well-lit park, enjoy the walk with your friends. If you and your girlfriend don't feel comfortable walking in the city, well, invite 4 or 5 more friends, and all you guys go for a midnight stroll. Safety in numbers. I couldn't tell what that was that was near me, so yeah. We're gonna keep rolling. Ooh, some trash. Just got a sewing kit in it. Really, I missed? Hello, sir. I know you don't, man. You ain't getting funky fresh with me. Who was that? Yes, sir. I did just shoot you with an arrow, you clown. Yes, you may go to sleep now. Alright. There goes one clown down for the count. Fortunately for me, I'm not like Finn and Jake, stating I don't need this clown town before a massive fist comes and smash me into the floor. And then I end up looking like Yamcha from DBZ. Yeah, it almost feels like I've been in a crappy city like this one before. Except for it wasn't this weird or retroized. Here are the pipes, keep it light. Whoops, don't need no jars. I had plenty of jars by watching the movie Jarhead. So here comes the pre-loot process. I go into this house, I loot it first, then ask questions later. Hey man, are we thirsty somewhere else? Jeez. Man, saw that dude? Man, I had to use these steroids in order to fix what just happened to me. That lady was giving me them hands. Back off, you hippie. Double tap. Pew pew pew. You know, I would say certain logo that goes with pew pew pew, but under circumstances I'm not trying to get sued. Okay, she went to sleep. That's good. Hello, little box. Bet you thought I didn't see you there. Really? You're gonna give me a lame bone shiv. Well, I could replace the other lame bone knife I have in the inventory. Oh, hello there. You done playing around on the staircase? Because, you know, I can go all day with this. Wow. Looks like something tore off her jaw and literally just ate pretty much the front-facing part of her face. Alright, nobody's here. Ooh, a handgun. Really gotta keep the springs. Probably don't need the cowboy hat or the top. If I scrap the cowboy hat, it'll definitely give me some leather fabric. Won't do me no good. I'll get rid of the springs and chicken feathers, since I already have plenty of them. I'll keep the handgun on hand. Maybe for the next 10 minutes I'll sing the song I'm On. Do 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 do, eating the soup. Lead fishing weights donated. I definitely don't feel better after eating some waffles. Interesting. Chemistry table. Another hard decision. What do I do? What do I do? Well, I don't know what to do. So, choice of getting rid of my cowboy hat or selling that. Meh, I'll throw that out. Rifle parts will come in handy later. What does that have? Dysentery? No? Okay, I'll eat them. Okay. Almost a successful looting of the entire building. Wow, this guy is all weird. Good thing he stayed right there. Stay asleep, mister. It'll help you live longer. Okay. Got some blueprints. I guess technically they would outclass certain things I have in my inventory at the moment. Won't need that then. Fireman's axe modification. I think I already have one of those. Goodbye, shotgun shells. Not gonna do me any good in this run. Oh, holy crap. Young lady. You really put some moisturizer on. Alright. Well, that's a bit depressing. I can't take away any of the stuff with me. What to do? What to do? This is going to guarantee me 50 right on the spot or so. Well, just trash the fibers then. Goodbye, sewing kits. Sophisticated bow and arrow. Also known as a wooden bow. Trash that, take the shotgun parts. Drink the coffee. I could do a maximum of, I think, 9 minutes. And hopefully there's a shotgun inside of this. No, but there's definitely an extended barrel mod, which is a lot better than most things. Wait. Okay. Find handgun parts. That. I don't know what it is I could do next, because I can sell the grain alcohol for a pretty decent price. Not gonna need shotgun shells. Or maybe I am, since technically I could scrap this for wooden bow parts. Alright, everything else I can leave here. I'll return back to this dump. Gonna have to make the long distance travel back to my old house. I'm gonna have to leave more things behind, which is kind of sad. But it's like I'm gonna have to leave it behind. Because I don't have the inventory capacity at the moment. And I'm doing one of the dumbest things I could possibly do in the game. And that is walk in the middle of the night back home. Ooh. Anyway, I didn't think I would also be this tired as well. I would have played some War Thunder, but right now it's still a little too sweaty to enjoy the game. Okay, now to make my way back. Okay. Takes care of one subject at long range. The DMR does help. Well, this is technically a semi-auto sniper rifle. Chamber in 7.62, which I guess would make it an MSR, respectively. Or maybe... No, it couldn't be a RSAS. That's a 308 rifle. We have double stack magazine capabilities. That means the magazine is double stack instead of single stack lining. Double stack magazines allow you to store more ammunition, but it does kind of take away from the gun handling because it makes the magazine much heavier. Okay, if I can make my way across this desert, I will be fine. Well, it's not really a desert, but to me it's a desert wasteland. You know, if all of a sudden the world turned into a zombie apocalypse, and even if there were still green plants and everything everywhere, I'd still find it morally disturbing that, you know, it exists. It would probably also make me wonder if what would happen to the world during the zombie apocalypse, or perhaps after. What kind of side effects it would have on society. Mostly that kind of stuff. Besides nature regrowing everywhere. Less violent storms happening because nature returned to normal. Well, this guy doesn't look like he's happy to see me.
Well, good luck with that.
You see if the Fireman's Almanac is actually already studied. Okay. That's it, and then you got Tempered Blade. It's currently locked. I will use one to unlock it. I'm going to sell the other one. Don't need steel knuckles, machete parts, baton, bow, robotic. Bottles of alcohol can be used with blood bags to create
Well, good luck with that.
medical material. Dum 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 dum. I can apply the weighted head mod to the subject. Oops, forgot to sell the armor I picked up. That's sad. Sniper parts, handgun parts, very needed. Put away that handgun. Ammunition. Gunpowder. Tools, headlight. That needs to go in there. Another engine. Machine gun parts, definitely needed. And metal. Okay. way back so I can go sell this stuff to him.
Are you friendly?
Yes, I sure am, Aunt Frank. Are you friendly?
I guess you're not so bad after all.
Well, not until you turn your back and I stab you in the back of your head. You know, with this pickaxe, then your thoughts might be a little otherwise. Because, you know, it's the wasteland. Gotta do what you gotta do. If this game had Fallout logic, you could practically beat up the seller and still take everything from the safe. And as long as you use a stealth boy, the whole village won't know you murdered that person. Unless, of course, you're playing Fallout 3, where it doesn't matter if you use a stealth boy. Because, you know, in that version of any game, it doesn't matter if you use a stealth boy. When it comes to the enemies, yeah, but if you just straight up blast Myra Brown, and manage to blow her head off from the side of the Crater Side Supply, it ironically, in a sense of a way, it kind of breaks the game. And if you use a stealth boy, that you won't be vilified in Megaton. Just pick up the eggs, even though I technically threw them out whenever I was over there. Yeah, it's a hard choice to make. Have good loot or have no good loot. Then the guy is going to push the button and it's going to go boop. Jump your bones is now closed. Now imagine that. I can make fun of a celebrity probably the rest of his life if I wanted to. All I gotta do is get him on a talk show and then talk about one of the worst flicks that they've ever made. I could probably start with Snoop Dogg, where he played a character part in a movie, and the character he played was Jimmy Bones. Yeah, not a good name. When I was reviewing that stuff, it made me wonder, and I've seen the whole movie from front to back. I forgot the name of it. I don't remember if it was a haunted house in the hood or something like that, or some other thing. But it was kind of weird. I just didn't understand what the whole point was, or how high on weed he was when he decided to make that movie. Because I did see a couple of reviews about it, and he most certainly wasn't exactly awake. Well, not mentally. He was definitely high on weed the day he made the script for that movie. Got some very thirsty hypocrite zombies in there. Did that hurt your leg? Here, let me shoot you in the kneecap again. There. That solves his problem 100%. The more you know. In the event of a zombie apocalypse, if you have to use a blunderbuss to protect yourself, the best choice that you would want to do is smash a rock and try to smoothen it out as much as you can into little round pieces, until they make like maybe 6 or 7 millimeter pellets. Once you have them nice and rounded out, the pellets, create what they call a charge. a preemptive charge that was already designed. Then add the primer. Then do what they call test fires before officially letting anyone have it. You're going to do like about between 16 and 20 test fires before you officially let anyone use it as a physical weapon for defensive combat in the apocalypse. A blunderbuss could be very useful, as long as the pellets that you're loading into it are of the correct size and portion and have a proper scatter ratio. It could be a very useful weapon, but you have to create your gunpowder. Since blunderbusses require quite a bit of gunpowder to be really used well, you're kind of gambling between ammunition types. If you were intelligent enough, you could create a blunderbuss that would fire scatter shots like flechettes, which are fragments of metal. Would probably be your best chance would be to create the flechettes, as it would be more likely to pierce your target. However, since your target technically isn't dead nor are they alive, it would also create the cognitive issue of a general statistic I want to make clear here. It would cause a cognitive issue of trying to figure things out. So this one has better heating, but this one has better heat resist. This one has a +3 in cold resist. This one has a 6 throw. I don't know. I'm gonna have to scrap that one and keep this one 9/7. For anyone who wants to know that information, creating a blunderbuss is a very complicated, robust weapon. It is very old. It is still used today. For those of you who don't know, people still manufacture blunderbuss today. Is it illegal to manufacture a blunderbuss? Yes. Will it get you in trouble with the law? Perhaps. But it's not like they're going to stop you from making a blunderbuss. Because, you know, if you blow yourself up, it means less mess for them to have to clean up. And mostly just open a shut case. And all they got to put down in files was playing with an illegally manufactured firearm, blew himself up. Alright. Found any ID on them? No? Alright. We're putting the name Jane Doe until they could be identified by anyone in the local neighborhood. That's literally how it works. I got some thirsty zombies outside. I need to go fix their attitude problem before they cause me issues later. I need to do this quick. Get out of here. You can crawl, big guy. You can crawl. Okay. This machine gun might not last too much longer. Okay. Takes my suspicion of that department. I'll leave that here. damage just threw up. No idea why. Still think the stress is getting a little too high for me. Okay. Okay. It's loaded. Yeah, that's right. Go to sleep. Oops. Alrighty then. I'll put the villager to sleep. I thought I was hallucinating. I need these jars. Shotgun Messiah Volume 1. Magnum Enforcer Volume 6. Or to grab onto the books. Volume 6. Can craft high-powered shotgun ammunition. And Shotgun Messiah Volume 1. Shotgun slugs, shotgun magazine tube mods, target health. You can now one-shot most wood blocks. Bulk craft all shotgun ammo. Can craft breach ammunition. Shotguns do 10% more damage. This book used to be able to teach you how to make the shotgun. I guess they changed it now. So volume 1 I already have, and volume 6 I don't. I already know the weighted head mod, so return to trader and talk to him, I guess. It's the final task. Well, the nasty bag had nothing in it. Okay. That's a bit depressing. I didn't really get much of any good loot. It's a nice little window. Let's make my way back. I'm not going to like it. Making my way back in the dark. Gonna drink more of my tea. There we go. Feel much better. Looks like somebody texted me. Oh, I was gonna ask. It's very odd, but as of today, my home is currently being invaded by maggots. Don't worry, Nurse Joy. These electrical shocks will help you. Don't worry, Nurse Joy. These electrical shocks will help you. Oh no, that's another creepy. You know, this kind of reminds me of something. So I was having a conversation with a friend of mine, and I was talking to him, and they were telling me something about how their day was, and you know, something didn't agree with me, and I said, hey, you can't say that to me. You're offending me and my whole country and my people. And they said, really? Where are you from? And I told them, New Jersey. Well, of course I'm not from there, but you know, I know the accent a little bit. That, and I had a friend who lived in New Jersey for a little while. It was real nice. He told me about certain places, you know, places you can go, places you can't go. You know, you could go there, but I don't recommend you go there unless you're looking for something. But you might not like what you find. That's pretty much what he would always tell me. So, you know, I always took his word for it. You never know what kind of weird and strange people you meet in the world. Look, man, I know you're angry and all, but, you know, you guys can't be trying to double team me on this. I got a blunderbuss, and you guys got your fists. It's no fair. You know, you get that super sprint. Stay down, Mickey Fresh. Back away, Mickey Tank Bank. It's a one-hit wonder. Don't worry, young man, I got a slug for you. Hope you enjoy it. At least your head got spared the explosion damage. Man, this reminds me of that time. And you know, normally I'm not a violent person, but you know, the environment I grew in was pretty violent towards people like me. You know, if you were developmentally ill, people would beat up all over you because you were developmentally ill. In fact, stuff like that still happens today in schools. You know, people are still bullying the developmentally ill. Or the developmentally disabled, period. Things like this still do occur. I used to have what you would call an assistant always floating around me to help me with things here and there when I was younger. This assistant was issued to me by the school because my father had no money to afford to pay an assistant to help me around the clock, so the school provided one. Sure, this assistant kept me level-headed, kept me from beating up on whoever was bullying me. But it also felt like the assistant wanted me to get beaten up sometimes. It's just that weird feeling. If you're ever in a situation like I was, you'd get that weird feeling too. I just hope that no one else has to go through what I have. Being different means you get beat up more often. And believe me, you don't have to be of homosexual descent or anything like that to get pummeled in today's society. Just being different is enough. If you actually look back at the TV show, The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy, you'll see an episode where Billy says he hates clowns and then his inner frat boy decides to speak to him. That would be like textbook documentation of beating on someone for their indifferences. Because of the small speech or the conversation Billy has with his inner frat boy is short-lived, but the context of the conversation kind of steers towards, you know, what, you don't like my way of living, so, you know, the inner frat boy beats on the people who are different from him. Which is, I guess, another way of saying that if you were different, he was going to beat you up. Because I guess, in his eyes, the inner frat boy would be, you know, saying his way of living is too good for someone who may be developmentally ill or likes dressing up as clowns. So, after seeing that on a TV show, sure, it was funny for the time that I seen it when I was younger, but after reviewing the context after several years, like 2 years later, it just didn't really bother me too much. But in today's society, having that kind of mentality, people call it toxic and call it wrong. But to know right from wrong would be to commit the wrong first in order to know that it's either right or wrong. But because you feel that something is right in your heart to do, doesn't mean that it's always right either. But for someone else to impose their will or ideals on you is also wrong. Even if the world changes around you, and they tell you, you have to this, and you have to abide by these rules, and you have to kiss this person's feet for the rest of your life. Yeah, they're doing wrong on you by making you do what they want. It doesn't matter if society changes or doesn't. However, to impose one's will on someone else by force and not giving them the option to change with you is also wrong. So it would make you no better than the other people that are around you. In a sense, it's just not right to force people into changing. They have to be able to change on their own. Just because you make it a law doesn't mean they're going to follow it. After maybe a couple of times of getting locked up in jail, someone might think I want to keep my freedom, so I guess if they're going to be like this in this world, then I better get with the program. That's usually how people probably should learn. Instead of people telling them that, oh, if you don't this, I'm into this. Because, you know, people have treated me poorly and have treated me like, you know, I'm some kind of terrorist over the recent years of my life. But you know, it's the stress of society of people trying to put a gun to my head, and I've literally already had police put firearms to my head to force me into socializing. Because I don't like socializing, period. Like I have, in the mental form, I have absolutely no desire to socialize too much with the general public. I consider it risky. You know, I consider it extremely risky and insane to socialize with the general public. You know, I had to have been out of my gourd to socialize with the general public. And that's how I kind of consider it. Because of how I was treated. But, you know, After having a gun put to the back of my head and being told if I didn't socialize, I was going to be going to jail and they were going to charge me up on bupkis charges, you know, trumped up charges that aren't even realistic for things that never happened. In the context, it gets kind of annoying. It also led me down this dark little corridor in life where I had a Korean guy who worked for the police department stalking me, which was kind of alarming for me because this Korean guy kept following me and trying to harass me and everything and trying to get involved in every little thing that was in my life. I have no problems with Korean people and stuff like that, but if you're going to be following me inside of a police car and stalking me, telling me who I can and can't hang out with, even when they're in my age group, and we all go to the same school, it got very annoying. So I got kind of smart and I decided to call the chief of police and ask him to come visit the area that I was living at. And he decided to sit there inside of his personal car that nobody knew he was driving because it was his wife's car, but he bought it for her on their anniversary. And his car is under his wife's name, and his wife's car is under his name. So the context was a little weird, but you know, it's kind of how it worked. The guy decided to stake out my apartment complex and watched me play with my friends, keep kids out of trouble that were younger than me, tell them to go to school, get good grades, blah, blah, blah. The basics, because that's kind of what I did whenever I was younger. The chief of police staked the place out for 3 days, and then one day a kid got hurt, and I was trying to help him out and getting him up and everything. And the Korean police officer that had some kind of racial bystander issue with me or whatever decided to appear and start harassing me, and then decided to try to say he was putting me under arrest because I injured a child, even though I wasn't even near that kid when they fell out of a tree. Like, I told them straight up not to climb up that tree because they were going to fall off. And then I kept them off the tree, go home for 30 minutes and come back out, they're in a tree, and then they end up falling down. And, well, I think they sprained their ankle or broke their leg. I can't remember what happened. I just remember the leg was kind of in a weird, twisted fashion. Then a guy decides to start doing what he was doing to me, and then I told him I'm not going to put my hands up and turn around and put my hands behind my back. So then the crazy Korean cop decides to jump on me like a psychopath and started assaulting me. And that's pretty much when the chief decided to get out of his car and tell him what, like, you know, WTF. Like, what are you doing? Have you lost your mind? That was kind of what the guy told him. And the guy was claiming that he got this perp assaulting a child and the child is injured. Like, I didn't even do anything to that kid. That kid fell out of a tree and got hurt for not listening to me hours before. In a context way, I felt bad for the kid because the kid had to endure all that pain. But, you know, I didn't put a gun to their head and tell them to go climb a tree either. I had to deal with a lot of racism, and I still do today. In today's society, I can tell you this, police officers don't like me too much, and when I'm in an unconscious state, they try very hard not to come into contact with me while I'm asleep in an unconscious state. Believe it or not, my unconscious mind is actually, like, the subconscious of my mind protects me while I sleep. But because the subconscious of my subconscious is extraordinarily dangerous, since my subconscious is more active than my conscious mind. It was just like a huge thing. But you know, I always tell people never to mess with me anyways. It wouldn't do them no good if I pummeled them so bad that they landed themselves in the hospital. I think I need to create another hammer so I can increase my rebuilding speed. Alright, yeah, let me hold off on that hammer creation. think I need springs, this, mechanical parts, quite possibly electrical parts, short iron pipes. I think I need 25. Let's see, I got 20 parts, 25 forged iron, 2, 1 claw hammer, and 50, so I have everything. I just need to put the springs back then. Yeah, that's all I need. Don't need the short iron pipes or the electrical parts. It just needed the duct tape, that, tools, and the wood. Then the one sad hammer I'm making. It's kind of working out. Yeah, in the context, I kind of didn't like it. I got assaulted by a freaking Korean person who apparently used to be a former citizen, and they weren't even from Korea. Their family was, and they were born there, but they were raised in Hong Kong, China, or whatever. So I pretty much got assaulted by a Chinaman. Who went down the ranks in the police force from the Hong Kong police, then got bumped down from the Hong Kong police and transferred to the Korean police department in his country, then transferred from the police department in Korea to the American area, where he decided to go ahead and be a United States citizen and decided to apply to be an American police officer, which then he was accepted in the exchange program, made his way here, but he was too rough with the general public. I've seen him a couple of times here and there, and he still mean mugs me, even though he no longer daunts the badge. So he's no longer donning the badge in today's society. He still mean mugs me. And the last time he tried some kind of stunt, I ended up beating him up in an alleyway. I remember an old phrase and saying, if you mess with the bull, you'll get the horns. Well, I'm sure he got all the horns he wanted. But I do remember standing there in front of local police whenever he called the cops on me for pummeling him. And they asked me why I beat him up. And they asked me if I had some kind of vendetta, and I told them no. I was walking through this little alleyway, and I was going from point A to point B, and they asked me where I was headed to, and I told them I was heading over to my friend's house so that I could go hang out with him. Well, this man had a problem with me and decided to appear out of nowhere. It's kind of like, you know. And I pretty much enacted a scene where, I forgot the name of that thing, but it's in the Matrix. And he kind of just walks out of nowhere, and he goes, well, hello, Mr. Anderson. Kind of just popped up like that, and the guy knew exactly what I was talking about. But overall, yeah, the guy kind of just appeared like that guy and told me that he had unfinished business with me or some jazz like that. So then he wanted to get into a scrap, and then he got beaten up as a result. Did it make me laugh? A little bit. Because, you know, if somebody's beating on you, in my case, when someone's beating up on me, it doesn't really hurt me too bad, but it's probably going to hurt them more than it's going to hurt me. In a context for some of you out here who don't know much about me, I legit have had worser beatings than some kids have had in their lives. I've been hit with a leather belt that was dry. I've been hit with a wet leather belt as a child. I've been kicked with steel-toe boots by my father. My mother has beaten me before with a stick, and I believe a 2x4, because she went batch crazy. Then my stepfather hit me in the face with a closed fist with full force, because I didn't want to go to sleep. Did I get knocked out? No, but it did piss me off. In the context, I kind of been a punching bag throughout my life. Did I wonder what I did wrong? No, I didn't. Not once did I wonder what I ever did wrong. I just wonder why they wasted their time hitting me if I was just going to stand back up. and just brush it off like nothing happened. Nowadays, if I get hit in the face, I might cry for a few seconds, but once those tears are gone, there goes the rest of my sanity for the day. And I probably won't stop beating on you until you either stop breathing or until I'm satisfied. And most of the times, it's usually until I'm satisfied. So if I start beating up on you, it's going to be like a gorilla or the Incredible Hulk grabbing you from the leg and slamming you on the ground while dragging you around from your cape. So, you know, you're going to get slapped around the floor a couple of times and probably get choked out. And most of the times, I do it until people learn a lesson or until they scream for mercy like a lady. So, yeah, once I hear them scream like a woman, I let them go. Or in some cases, a woman can stop me from beating up on their boyfriend or whoever it is simply by telling me to stop. But most people don't know that. Does it make me a bad person? No, but it also means you shouldn't be assaulting people either. You know, never do something you don't want done unto yourself, unless you're looking to have full frontal assaultings going on, or what I call a siege. I don't get that kind of status where you get all that, you know, you're blacked out, but you're beating up on somebody kind of anger and fury. I don't really get that kind of blacked out anger and fury. However, the kind of anger and fury I get will result in the tears, and once the tears dry out, you know, it's pretty much over. When I choose to beat up on someone who causes me harm, I'll keep beating on them until they feel my pain. Or until they learn their lesson. Because, you know, sometimes a thorough spanking with a belt, whether it be leather or not, is enough. And in one case, I actually did spank somebody before. Instead of beating them with a closed fist, I just took off my belt. And I started spanking them. For everybody else, it was funny because it made them laugh. And then for about 2 weeks, they were bringing it up with that guy. They were laughing at him. Then he said I made him look like a fool. And that everybody's making fun of him. I was like, well, you shouldn't have been hitting up on people. Or acting stupid in general. You know, if you don't want to receive a whooping in life, you know, you don't do that to somebody. You don't go over there and punch them in the face just because you think it's funny. You know, I told it to him like that. I said, well, if you didn't want to get whooped like that, you shouldn't have walked up to me, punched me in the face, and then called me the P word, and then expected nothing in return. Anyone with common sense would return the same amount of material you just gave them back to you. You know, anyone with common sense. But you know, that was, I guess, under the context, that would probably be the only person I've ever had any form of mercy for. I could have done a whole lot worse to him, but I had mercy because we had known each other for, I don't know, 2-3 years of our lives and known each other. And for me to just do them like I do the complete people that I consider strangers or mortal enemies, it would have left a sour taste in my mouth. So I think a belt whooping was a lot more acceptable by me than to opposing to a closed fist fight. Just need to make 99 of these, and then I could build the chemical station, the chemistry station, which is going to be pretty good as soon as I have it built. Need to look at the ingredients required for the chemistry station. Let's see. bottles of acid. Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 bottles of acid. This will all pay out well. It's 3:47. It's currently 2:10 a.m. I'm likely going to stay awake all night since the tea has woken me up, finally up to functioning condition. Yep, that's a lot better. I am now physically functional once again. 4x4 truck, cement mixer, 4 springs, 25 forged iron, 10 mechanical parts. I could build that. The mini bike, would love to build that, but don't have any schematics for that. I do have a cement mixer schematic though. Start making cobblestone and sand and other material. I gotta make that money in this game so I can go buy that motorcycle and not worry too much about that part of life. I already have some of the raw resources and materials for the first part. But that chemistry station is what I'm really gonna need. I gotta spare the 9mm though. Gotta repair it so it doesn't break down as easily. I always ask anyone who ever watches my streams what they'd want to see me play, but I never really know what I play. I could play some GTA 5, but I also think that game's a little dated. Plus, I don't think anybody would watch me play that game either. I do got some nice things in GTA 5, and if I wanted to, I could probably buy the lame submarine again. I think the respawn for loot in this generalized area is 10 days. Or is it 30 days? I can't remember. Nope. It's definitely something. Still trying to figure out whether or not if I'm going to encounter a massive spider if I keep looking around the map. Hello there, sir. I realize you losers are attacking my property today. Yeah, no thanks. I need to get my, my beaten stick. Hello, sir. I see you've tried our new feature, the electrostatic shock. It'll help you think about your life. There you go. You can take a nice dirt nap. Guess I should go to the lumber mill. Go demolish the external fence and make my way inside if I have to. Now I'm good. Instead of demolishing the external fence, let's go in the regular way. Jack's Lumber Mill. There's 2 repair kits inside, that's good. This large gated door. So I am mine. solves that little issue. Might be something of interest in here. Let's reload. Okay. Okay. Got that situated. Product, harder, under charismatic position. Mini bike. See, mini bike parts, gas cans, motorcycle parts, gas cans, agility, gunslinger, deep cuts, fury, flurry of blows. Roll 1, cardio, still don't have enough points. Do have enough to upgrade the machine gun perk though. Definitely going enough for that one. Gotta be careful with these red barrels. Sometimes they can be a bit hazardous. Not sure if I recall this correctly, but I think they can still explode even if they're empty. Today's mission is Mission Impossible. Oh, she chose a terrible place to go to sleep. Oh yeah, what kind of pie that would it be? Cornbread recipe. Trash that. Carry this. Let's boost my immunity from diseases for the next 24 minutes. I already know how to make coffee. Through here, out through there, and through here. Just double check here. Another poncho. It's gonna fetch me a decent price. More vitamins. Baseball hat, some gunpowder. Okay, it's a sad guy hanging out by himself. See what's behind this. I don't care, it's a college jacket. I don't need a fleece. Don't need no fleece sweater. Okay. There we go. Alright. Let's go ahead and demolish this and make my way. Let's make my way back to headquarters while I get this all situated. I'll be right back at this place. It's definitely gonna be a slow walk back. Nah, not really. Let's keep going. Ironically, this stuff looks a lot better on probably the mobile devices. Looks like my stamina is going down because I'm starving to death. Not good. Okay, put that away for a minute. This, that, and that in there. Grab this. Power this off. Turn that on. Whoops. Didn't want to fall down there. That away. This away. That away. Keep the metal on me. Put the old school style splints in there. Put this in here. Let's see. Gonna eat the chicken rations. Recipes, chemistry station. I need 30 short iron pipes, so look at that. Need 5 more. Okay. Now this is made in that queue. That makes everything just fine. Wow. Don't know that would have happened right now. Alright. Let's roll.
Beware the dead.
Let's see your inventory. Say that. Take that off my hands. Oh, you want to take that off my hands? Okay. Looks like he had to change the inventory. Got the crippler mod. That's good. Always blow off limbs you don't need. It's got night vision goggles, which will really play out pretty well in some situations. Player vending machine, shotgun AP slugs, armor piercing, LA mod. It's not much he's got in here. Pay for that. 3,400 for the NVD. Shotgun choke mod. Don't really need it. Take the mods. Science, medical, beers, painkiller, lucky looters. Nothing in schematics. Labor hour frame, sham chowder. Definitely fix certain issues with the food. But don't need any of it. Nothing on the resources that are going to be useful right now. Maybe the crushed sand if I wanted to make some cement. It's rather expensive. Double barrel shotgun. Don't need that. Even though it deals more damage than the standard shotgun. Really wouldn't need it. And he won't accept
Time
that.
to move on.
Oh, that reminds me. Let's see what kind of jobs you got. Clown.
I have a little aside. Okay, we have a deal. Come back when you're done.
Yeah, come back and tell me when you got something of interest to say. But yeah, why didn't he talk to me when he brushes his teeth? Ranger's Guide to Archery 5. Nope, don't got that one. It's very close to getting a motorcycle. Got a 7,800 right now to work with. This ain't gonna do me too good if I ain't running low on the stuff, man. Okay. Oh, that can officially get scrapped. This can get absorbed. That pistol I just picked up can go ahead and get demolished. Looks like it held 16 rounds. It's better than most quality guns I have on hand. Cripple 'em mod. Could apply it to the bow and arrow to give it a better chance to cripple my enemies. I guess I'll apply it to the bow and arrow. You know, I've noticed here in the United States, government officials get really pissed whenever I go through all the red tape to get what I need done. It's kind of weird, but I've always wondered why they get pissed. I thought people were supposed to go through the system so that they can do things with their lives. I don't see why somebody would have a problem with it or get pissed off because you went through the red tape. I can never really understand that. More or less. I would like some helpful advice from the general public on how to figure out why Government officials get mad when you have all of the details and stuff like that kind of sorted out. Can never understand why somebody would get mad because you got all the certifications, licenses, permission, stuff like that. I don't see why somebody would get furious with you because you got all the permissions. That it includes to manufacture like weaponry and stuff like that. Like I have permissions to manufacture weaponry, to manufacture a drone, a turret, you know, general basic stuff, and use them for testing. If they're a complete failure, the device itself is completely scrapped, and so is the blueprints that are on it. They all get scrapped. In fact, when it comes to those devices, I always make sure to have them loaded up with non-lethal ammunition. So it's most likely going to be paint rounds to see the distance of effect, functionality, and other stuff. It's like this beat up house I think I've been to. Hey there, young lady. What's up? This may have been a little painful, as you know, you took it all to the chest. But yeah. You know, it's gonna happen that way. Okay. Try to make some extra cash on the side by tearing this part. You know, in this save file, I could have sworn that I had a motorcycle, but for some reason it seems to be missing, so I don't know what's going on. Well, this machine has a functioning, you know, cement mixer. I was gotta make sure the crash dummies go to sleep. That was close. It's a bit decent loot. It's not bad for loot. More or less, it's pretty decent. Really? Now he's gonna be thirsty. Do I have that dumb helmet mod? No, I do not have the stupid water purifier mod on this stupid helmet. That's exactly what I was forgetting to put on here. Well, hopefully there's food downstairs. For a second there, I thought that nasty tree outside was going to be some kind of zombie. But no, it's just me tripping. So he's got a 12% dysentery chance. Okay. Interesting. Cure infection, max stamina bonus, no. But it cures infection, so it's not bad. Pew. Pew. By the way, this reminds me of those competitions PewDiePie used to hold. Yeah, they're pretty rigged. So, you know, if you're not D-riding PewDiePie, you're definitely not gonna win. It's something one of his close friends told me. The only way anybody's ever won that competition is if they let you do something. Don't know what they meant by that. But whatever it is, it's definitely unsettling. What does it do? Such your laceration, stop bleeding, erase, and healing. I don't know, let me see what this does. Oh, it doesn't do anything? Oh, that's a bummer. Okay, there's nobody behind me, that's good. So I have 9 minutes with a sprained limb. So that's 9 minutes with a bad lemon. So for the next 9 minutes, I'm gonna have a bad lemon. Oh, some padded gloves. Look at that. No food. Well, more in particular, no water. Since my character happens to be a thirsty loser. There's a kitchen in here. Hopefully there will be some food or something. Okay. There's nothing behind me yet. That's good. By the way, correct me if I'm wrong. Well, my brother says grasshoppers will eat your eyes in your sleep. Is that real? I'm beginning to wonder where his brains are. This kitchen was trashed. Huh? Well, these pears will have some water on them. By the way, the syrup they enclose pears in is a preservative, but that preservative still has water in it. So, you're probably better off drinking a preservative. If you had a choice out of drinking it out of a dirty toilet or drinking the preservatives from pears, you're better off drinking the pear preservative. This guy sure isn't gonna make it if I don't get him any water. So it's time to return back to headquarters. Go deposit all the junk I just looted. And make my way back here. If anyone knows what I'm talking about when I say the word headquarters, congratulations. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Not a lot of people know what I mean by headquarters. But I thank you for knowing. Ow. By the way, if any one of you ever feel like meeting my family, don't meet them. Your life could be on the line. I'm not saying they're criminals, but I'm just generally saying your life could be on the lines. You know, mentally. I don't think anybody that meets anyone that's in my family ever stays mentally stable for too long. Sewing kits, they can all sit in there. Murky water. Basically toilet water can hang out in there. That plastic can hang out in there. Goodbye eggs. Chemical parts, forged iron, blah blah blah. That can go in there. This can go in there. Over here, that can go in there. Oops. Wrong box. That can go in there. The night vision can hang out in here. This can go in there. There. This in there. That there. Honey inside of there. All jars go in there. This reminds me of that movie. All glass jars go to heaven. Okay. Let's go ahead and take a look at the character's current status. It says, this guy's a thirsty person. Drink water to increase the rate of which your health and stamina recover. Currently I drink. Currently I sprained arm. Lowers it by 9.2 health or whatever. Current status is that food, water has been restored, so this guy's no longer a thirsty dog. Okay, solves the thirst problem. Okay, I'm gonna demolish all the resources I can and double loot. Gotta collect as many rocks as I need to. I'm gonna have to tear apart that cement mixer that's already sitting on there for free. And for the presumptuous reason I'm gonna have to tear the cement mixer apart, it's just so I don't have to deal with it later in the long run. I'm not gonna tear it apart right then and there. Need to pick this up too. Okay. Get a bit of disease resistance. The maximum is, I think, 36 minutes or 24 minutes. Gives me a limited time to make it in there, tear everything down, then restart the operation. Okay. Wait for the stamina to jump back up. So I can get all the rocks. Go ahead and make 1,016 pieces of crushed sand. I start making cement. Before I tear the machine apart, I want to make sure I get what I can out of it. It's an ammunition pile, had a club on it. It's not bad. Okay. And just to let in a little more light, I need to annihilate the tree on the other side of this fence. So I'm gonna go destroy that tree right now. I'm gonna annihilate this tree next. accomplished. By the way, the world's still pretty weird to me. Well, not weird, just morally racist. Hasn't changed too much. I guess that's the reason why I never go outside anymore. You know, they talk about how the world's changed, it's no longer racist, but then, for some reason, all the racial nastiness seems to come out of people when they think they're alone. It's almost like nobody changes. I hope that the rest of the world doesn't try to force its liberal agenda on other people. When I say liberal, I mean actual agendas some people may actually have had planned ahead of schedule. I don't use it as a way to describe people's ideals or functions or political views. I call it a liberal agenda in order to describe how the way of thinking is. You know, you can impose people, or you can be closed-minded, or you can be open-minded. However, being open-minded means you're open to all options. Being closed-minded means you are only open to certain options that meet with your parameters. Everything is rather an open or closed-minded subject, depending on the subject at hand. Never let someone sway your opinion, but never impose your opinion on someone else, should they not agree. Because in the world we live in, everyone is entitled to their own opinion. Except if you were living in the Soviet Union when it was the Soviet Union. Or if you're living in the United Kingdom during the Victorian era, then of which having your own opinion would probably get you hung, or worse, you'd be thrown and put onto a spike made out of metal or wood. Then of which having your own opinion doesn't really matter, because you know you'd still get killed anyways. So in some stances and cases, I guess having your opinion is a good thing and both a bad thing at the same time. Don't take my word for it though, but under many circumstances it has happened pretty roughly for some people. Block damage is 67 versus 56, so I can choose between my current iron shovel or the 25 costing stamina or the 20 costing stamina. That gives me block damage of 67 minus 16. This is a level 1, which isn't going to do me too good. Well, stamina wise. So I had to make 2 runs front and back. Because if I'm going to break down this whole area and reload it again, that's not going to benefit. My pockets are already chocked full of inventory. Pick it up. That's as I figured. I wasn't gonna have enough space. This is Fireman's Almanac, Volume 6. I'll throw away the paper. By the way, this reminds me of a terrible movie, Project Almanac. I didn't really like it. Could have used more work. The time machine could have used more function. Also, an almanac is actually an instruction manual. So, an instruction manual helped them go back in time. By the way, an old Easter egg or a bug or whatever is shooting at that little B-18 cargo plane would prevent them from dropping loot for you for a couple of days. There used to be an actual punishment in the game. So if you ever shot at the plane, they'd stop dropping loot. You know, like airdrops and stuff like that. Pretty smart though. Well, I'll put that there then, whatever. Steel tool parts. I think I already have a pair of wire cutters in here, but I'm not entirely sure. Put the hammer in here for whatever reasons. The steel spear parts, don't need any of them. Steel can go in there. Ammunition can hang out in there. Armor plates in there. Wait, not in here. This can go in there though. The armor plates can go in here. This can go in there. These two items can go in here. That needs to go into the cell pile. It's basically refuge. Like, basically refusal items or whatever until I can figure it out. This can go in here. $3.95. Probably not a good price out there for it right now. Fireman's Almanac, Volume 6. Okay, that goes for sale. And this guy keeps ending up thirsty rather fast. So, drink up. Okay, so 9 minutes is my current limit on that. That in there. 6 extra. Put that away. Okay, plenty of water. Okay, now to run back. Now I gotta demolish the rest of this stuff. Gotta still sit in here. she didn't stay down for too long. Okay. Okay, I got all the resources here. Got all the resources there. Let's go downstairs, make sure I clean house. Okay, house has been cleaned. Next thing to do is to tear apart this thing. I have no use for this little item no more, as I gotta reloot the place anyways. There would be a 50-50%. It's basically a 50-50. That will spawn in a new one, and probably a broken one more likely, instead of a functional one. It's better to tear it down for what parts I can get before I respawn it back in. Yep, just like I said it would. Oil shale, small stones were inside of it. It was gonna be broken. Okay, let's cut down this tree for resources. Okay, it's all empty. It's good enough for me. I'll tear this apart. It's definitely a saw system. Just tear apart this cement mixer. Okay, gotta clear the area. It's gonna come smashing in through the freaking front door. Knock knock. Nice one. Yep. This is my swamp. Do 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 do. Go smashing through here. You know, I wonder why 80% of life is cringe most of the time. Is it the cringe moments in life people live for? Do people really live for the cringe? We never really know. Do you like cringy moments in life? If so, why? Oh, look at that. He wasn't even there before, now he is. It's not bad for raw resources. Well, not really all that bad. Anyway, more or less, it was kind of a brown box. As long as I get these rocks broken down, everything should be fine. I wondered, does anyone think I'd get in trouble if I started using some music tracks from 007 GoldenEye? Yes, we'll play this newfangled game called Super Smoosh Brothers. That reminds me, I was supposed to basically be, I guess right around this time, I probably would have been live streaming me whooping my cousin's butt in Smash Ultimate. Without even using a single Smash power. In a world where only tacos can exist. Fishy, fishy. Do 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 do. Nothing like tearing apart precious resources. This kind of reminds me of Halloween when I went trick-or-treating. I was like 13 years old going trick-or-treating as a kid. And people were telling me, aren't I too old to be going trick-or-treating? And I said, well, it's not like anybody invited me to the party. So trick-or-treating is the next best thing. I used to go trick-or-treating for my young underage cousins and stuff like that. Especially the ones that were sick, I'd go trick-or-treating in their place. A lot of people began asking me, aren't you a little too old to go trick-or-treating? I said, I'm not too old if my cousin's sick. Then they'd ask me, where's your cousin? I'd be like, my cousin's sick at my house. What, you want to walk all the way to my personal house and go see them? Well, you can be my guest if you think I'm a liar. But if I'm right and you're wrong, you accept that you'll go to hell when you die. That's what I told them. It usually doesn't make people ask any more questions once I say that. But you know, a lot of people like to ask too many questions. Like, there's nothing wrong with trick-or-treating for a relative. There really isn't. If you really do have a sick family member and stuff like that, is sick on Halloween, like a sick little brother, a sick little sister, and they're gonna miss out on, you know, Halloween trick-or-treating, you know, it doesn't kill you to do, you know, something nice for them. Well, I guess for some people it probably would. Since they'd be like, oh, I don't want my friends seeing me. I'd look so stupid. Well, you know, in the context, you already look dumb by telling your parents that you don't want to do something. Just because you care about what someone else thinks. In an ironic sense, that actually is true. And in many cases, I actually do question that a little bit. I've actually had a lot of people say that. They don't want to look dumb in front of their friends going trick-or-treating. Well, the least you can do is go trick-or-treating for your relatives. Especially if they're less fortunate. Less fortunate meaning physically ill and incapable of leaving the bed. Because, I don't know, chickenpox or the measles or whatever. In fact, I got sick one Halloween. My relatives didn't go trick-or-treating for me. I didn't get no candy that year. And the following year, I got sick again around Halloween, and they went trick-or-treating for me, but they ate all the chocolates and left me Twizzlers. It was nice of them to go, but they left me the black licorice and Twizzlers and all the candies they didn't want. So in a way, it was a nice gesture, but it more or less pissed me off. Which also made me question them, why make the effort if you were going to eat it? Then he kind of gave me the silent treatment for about a minute and a half, telling me, oh, well, if you're going to be ungrateful, then don't accept it. I said, it's not that I'm ungrateful, it's that you ate all the chocolate. I said, everyone else told me what you did. Then they said you shouldn't have gotten sick, and I said, it's not my fault that your friend decided to cough in my face 2 weeks before when he was sick. You told him to come to the house, and you told him to cough in my face. So, you know, I ended up sick on 2 Halloweens because they didn't want me to go. Kind of sucked. I guess the last time I went trick-or-treating was at the age of 14, and then the very last time I went trick-or-treating for my cousin, and I brought him with me because he was too scared, and he was still underaged. I think it was like 14. Would probably be like, I think it was like 20 or 21 was the last time I took him trick-or-treating. And then the young lady that answered the front door said, how old is he? And I said, he's actually 14 years old. And she's like, he's 14. I don't believe you. And I said, he is 14. He's as tall as I am, has hair on his face because of the glands in his body aren't functioning accordingly. And so it caused him to have all of a sudden a massive growth spurge and a lot of hair. Which in his case really sucks because it doesn't mean that his organs are functioning properly. It means he's working double overtime. Which in my cousin's case probably doesn't benefit him lifespan-wise. In a sort of out of the ordinary kind of way, I do feel bad for my cousin because it means that his lifespan is shorter than other people's. And I probably might end up losing him by the time he turns 30 or probably 28. So he's got about 11 more years before I figure out what happens to his molecular structure of his body, especially the organs. He's got about 11 years on the old clock remaining. So it's gonna be kind of crappy when his time comes. It's not that I already put him out and down for the count. It's just in the out of the ordinary sense, you know, it's not uncommon for family members to have out of the ordinary illnesses in my family. Like one leg grows taller than the other, or this family member grew an extra pinky toe, you know, stuff like that. It's not unheard of for people in my family to have extra limbs or whatever. I'm not saying that they're mutants or something like that. It's just not unheard of for family members in my family to have an extra pinky toe or something like that. Or to have 6 fingers. And it wasn't because of the genetic breakdown. It's because their bodies during birth or before birth, while still in the womb with their parents, the chromosomes either became corrupted by whatever drugs their parents were doing, or the chromosomes had extra chromosomes that shouldn't have existed inside of their natural body. But during the formation process of the bone structure of their body, the extra chromosomes had formed. And it was probably because their parents were, in general, the parents were working in industrial type complexes. So the parents likely became exposed to something while working in these complexes. So during that time, the kids likely were exposed, or the parents became exposed to a type of chemical that may have been used at the complex for construction materials and stuff like that, which later resulted in the alteration of chromosomes and genes in their physical form. Pretty much turning them into what they are today. Which in a nonsensical fashion means that their body's been altered by external exposure to certain things. In a way, I feel bad for them because, you know, it wasn't really their choice for that to happen to them, but it did. And as they grew up, their body began to change with or without them. And sometimes these changes were with them, and sometimes these changes were without them or against them. So it's a little weird. I don't know how somebody can get exposed to something like that, but in life, it makes me think a lot about what kind of jobs that people are exposed to. Do I think my family's the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? In a sort of out of the ordinary kind of context kind of way, sometimes I do kind of think my family are like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but at the same time, I also think the other thing too. Either way, that's kind of what I think of them. Sometimes I do believe they are like the TMNT, and sometimes I don't. But that's just generally me. Can't really control my family, their growth spurts, or any of the strange things that they get exposed to while working in the United States. I also don't understand why the pregnant women in the family like to go work, knowing they're not supposed to. I understand when they say that nobody else is going to help them take care of that child but them. I understand if they have concerns, and yes, a lot of the women in my family are usually single in their 20s, pretty much up into their late 30s is when they're no longer single. And when it comes to the guys in my family, we seem to either have it already nailed down and already good to go, and it lasts for like 20, 30 years, or we don't have it nailed down and we stay single until we're in our 40s or 50s. Well, that's all my problem with that boy. What's up, homie? I got Negan's bat. Back away. Or I'll turn you into Glenn. Come on, man. I'm using Negan's bat, dog. Back away, or you're gonna end up like Glenn. It's gonna be smashing your brains out over and over again. Oh, you wanted to make that hit, huh, boy? Oh man, this dude's really gonna irk my nerves, man. I'm gonna have to go full swing on this guy. That's one. That's two. Alright, young man, I hope you enjoyed your stay as Shaylee Bat. Hello, young lady. Could I interest you in the Christ religious belief of baseball bats? Just swing once. Oops, like I missed the second one. Twice. And 3 times. Did it help you see Bugs Bunny while you were there? I guess not. Maybe she could see him now. Hello, young lady. I see you're wearing a leather belt. Is this going to help you see better? You look a little like Haley Smith. Let me give you the baseball bat treatment. This might help you see better. Up. Ah, there you go. That definitely helped you. I know it did. I got a great feeling that the bat was very helpful. Hello, sir. Can't come here with that jazz, man. You didn't pay your rent, man. And you're at my hotel? You're at my little inn? Hotel? Whatever you want to call it? Can't stay here for free, man. I had to use this piece of wood to start beating on the freaking deadbeats to come around here. Come on, sir. Back away, sir. Back away, sir. Come on, just run into the baseball bat one more time. Did that help you see better? God, I hope it does. Oh, look at that. I guess being a football player didn't really benefit you. Maybe if you had the brain capacity of a nerd and the strength of a football player, you might have survived the apocalypse. Charging the enemy might help out if it's in small quantities, because you can knock them down easier. Oh man, you had extra rolls around your neck, dog. I'm gonna have to dismember that. It's a little hideous. Well, it's like they destroyed the wooden frame blocks to break into this building area. Oh well, doesn't stop me from doing whatever. Would it stop you? A zombie apocalypse? You know, with this tower thing, all this guy needs is a copper wire running all the way to the top and then a satellite antenna dish right around the midsection. Sure, he has a pretty much fortified, you know, flagpole system.
What's
but
your
under
story?
the context of things,
Well,
it's out of the
I
ordinary
lost
for
a
me.
bet on this one. Here's some money.
Wow, shotgun Bill. Only if I cared. Taking the bullets, Tubby.
I have a job for you. If we great, if you're lucky and pull this off, I'll take care of you.
Uh-huh. So does that come with a full bedroom suite, a wedding ring, and some bacon and eggs in the morning? So that's not really a thing. Oh, I guess it isn't. Well, let's see what he's got. I don't think I see anything I like. Still doesn't have a shotgun. It's got steel armor leg bits or whatever, but I don't need those. It's got a steel sledgehammer, a player's vending machine. Fireman's Almanac Volume 2, Volume 4, Volume 4, Volume 2. I don't think any of these schematics that are in here are anything that I need, since I think it's everything that I learned over the past few days that I've played this game. Could buy all the food he's got. Well, the stat boosting food. Bacon and eggs will give me a stat boost. Meat stew would give me that. And the sham chowder would definitely give me a decent stat booster. It's like none of the weapons he has is very useful. Again, still containing a blunderbuss. Could sell this one for $340 or I can get the full $380.
I guess you're not so bad after all.
Yeah, neither are you. Oh, looks like it's that way. Back the same way I left. Okay, it's 17:31. I'm likely gonna finish this operation by the time I do everything else. Okay, it's 3:28. Need to make sure I keep an eye on things during the off time until I can observe and monitor everything else inside of the house. And put away 200 rounds. It'll benefit me later. Excuse me for about 20 seconds while I go check to see if anyone has arrived home from the long distance travel. It'll be 20 seconds. Be right back, and I'll get right back to this. Okay, I return. Whoops. Okay, I just barely noticed that the scrunchie that was on my hair has been removed. So that's a little awkward. It's holding my hair back. So it wouldn't, like, you know, fly around everywhere. Well, I'm going to continue to stay awake. Okay, I gotta run way out here. I got my micro stat booster running. It's gonna last for another 6 minutes. Oh look, it's a deer. Oh, it's a doe. Nope, don't got the tools to go hunting. Didn't bring a bone shiv or a knife, so not really useful. If this game was like real life, I could improvise. The improvised method would be sharpening the tip of a lead bullet and then using that to carve the meat out of the prey. Some lockpicks. Scavenge the resources. Okay. Definitely scavenging for resources here. Well, it's another one I can sell. Look at that. Okay. Alrighty then. Okay, let's go ahead and unlock this thing. It says Natchez safe cargo. Or if this is some kind of reference to Notch. Noche de Nights. This reminds me of Knight's Palace or something like that. Oh no, that's the Knight's Pinball. There you go. Get rid of the suit pants. Don't need any of that. Well, couldn't have gotten any worse than that. Could have been worse. It could have been a green glowing one. Oh, check. Nah, no. Pure protein. Yeah, let me eat the butterfly, and I'm gonna scream out pure protein, and that makes it okay because I'm eating butterflies. Hello, young lady. I think you should go to sleep. Thank you. Oh my god. I'm gonna have to NBA jump out of this one. There. Hello, child. Oh, look, some dress shoes. Never gonna use those. Take that out of the inventory. The guy won't buy that, so I'm gonna throw that out. Okay. It told me I was cucumbered, so I couldn't use any of that stuff. Gonna pick this safe and then make a sprint towards that guy's building as fast as I can. And there goes dicking around with me. Oh, ha ha ha, so funny. Oh, it's funny you don't want to open the safe. It's not. I'm probably gonna blow through like 30 of these lockpicks before it decides to let me open it. Okay, solves any questions for a quick exit? Yes, it does. Oh, I guess there's nothing in there. What about in the refrigerator? No, nothing in the refrigerator. No, I guess not. Does anyone like eating Subway? Why do people talk poorly about Subway? How can people talk poorly about anyone who manufactures subs? People tell me that Jimmy John's is good, but I've eaten a sub sandwich from Jimmy John's and they just don't taste that good. I've even eaten a 100% freaking wheat bread. And you know, to be honest, more or less, I kind of like eating the sub sandwiches at Subways. The reason why is because I like the Italian urban cheese bread. It tastes very good, and for like $6.50 or $6.75, you can grab yourself a nice sandwich. And for like $2 more, you can grab yourself a foot long. And depending on certain days, you can grab yourself a foot long or maybe a foot long with a combo, allowing you to have some nice, delicious food. By the way, I tried making these blocks right here, but doesn't seem to do that no more, where you can make the blocks with the bolted down metal onto it. I haven't been able to make those in a while.
I sure doubted it, but you pulled it off.
Oh, Molotov, Spear Hunter. Let me see your inventory so I can get rid of the poncho for starters.
Well, it's about time you bought something.
Swear to God, if you run your lip at me one more time, you're gonna have a fat lip. Drum magazines. Then you got the exploding arrows for Ranger's Guide. Alright. So, I can consume that. Freely consume that one. Toss that out. Toss that out. Give him that. And take that with you too. Some button parts. Button parts. Oh yeah, dude, I'm gonna be like that guy from the Fantastic Four. Shame on! Yeah, I know that's not what he says. So for anyone who's feeling cringy or salty because I said that, well, I don't know what to tell you. But I did like the Incredibles movie. I just stopped watching them after I think... I liked the Incredibles, I liked Fantastic Four. I think I stopped watching after the second one. I think there was like 4 of them. Or 2 of the Fantastic Four movies.
Are we done here?
Yeah, I guess we are. You want to go talk to Kevin Colony Charms or something?
Can you do something for me? Fantastic. I hope you can pull it off.
Yeah, no problems. What's your name again? Joe? Joe Mama? Again, Trader Hugh. Alright, see you later, Mr. Hugh. Hefner?
You need work? Well, I'll be
You know, in an ironic sense and twist, I don't think any of these traders have a different voice. Unless their player model changes. By the way, it's really rare when you actually have Joe the actual guy who made Trader Joe's, the player model or whatever. Well, it's really rare when you run into that player model. Well, it's not really a player model. It's really rare when you run into that NPC model of Trader Joe's, where it's the actual trader from Trader Joe's. It's kind of rare-ish for me. Anytime I start up a world or something like that, like, I don't ever run into them, so... You know, I see it as kind of a rare opportunity when I see them. By the way, I've actually been to a real Trader Joe's, and I'm going to tell you straight up, it is super expensive in that thing. Yeah, I'm just going to straight up come out with it. It is very expensive to walk into a place that would sell you an organic item. But, you know, most organic things nowadays are going to cost you a fortune. If you want to make your strawberries safe to eat, put your strawberries in salt water. So you can get all the bugs that are inside of it out. In an ironic sense, the salt water will cause the bugs to come out of the fruit, but it'll make it edible for you, if you still want to eat it after you see it. Most people don't. Well, actually, that's the wood splitter mod. I could actually use that. What was I gonna do? Gonna grab some mini bike parts. Where are you? I do not play games like that with Jake. To the car. Dum 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 dum. Yes, I'm going to be screaming. Hallelujah. Oil, coal, bottles of acid. I can make 2 more wheels. I can't make the 4x4 truck chassis yet. I can't make motorcycle handlebars. Can make the mini bike handlebars. I need 2 springs, 1 light, 2 electrical parts, 6 short iron pipes, and mechanical parts. So I'm going to make 6 iron pipes. I guess starting right now. So make 6 iron pipes, jump into here, take a look at the chassis design requirements. 10 forged iron mechanical parts, 4 duct tape, 4 leather, 1 electrical part. So 4 duct tape, 4 leather, and mechanical parts, and I think I need a light. Whatever. Take a look at that again. Electrical parts. There we go. Okay. This makes the chassis for that function. Robotic sledge. Either way, it's one out of a few that I can get done. Fortitude. Fortitude level 7 to get triathlete for roll 1 cardio functions. Nope, it's requiring mini bike handlebars. Let's say like that, need 2 springs. Craft that one shortly after that one. And I think I need a battery. Not entirely sure, I think I just need the gas. Let's see, mini bike. Still need a lead car battery. Lead car battery, I need 180 lead pieces, 4 bottles of acid, and scrap polymers, so let me grab 180 lead. Yeah, no, Trader Jose, you're closed. Okay, got the polymers, everything I need, oil shale. Gonna go over here to the brewing station. Click under gas can. Break it all down real quick. Cover the lead car battery. It's gonna take about as much time as it's gonna take to forge that. It's a forge over here on this side. Alright, it's time to manufacture a bike. It won't take me too far, but it'll definitely get it done. It says motor tool extended fuel tanks. I wonder if it'll work on the mini bike. Yeah, it should. Oh, I got 4 wheels. Well, I'm only gonna need 2, so I'll spare 4. So I'll spare 2 out of 4. Alright. Car batteries are currently manufactured at rank 2. So, craft items, science engineering, car batteries, quality 2. They don't really need to be a massive quality or whatever. Car batteries don't have to be crazy quantity or massive volume or whatever. Just as long as they produce what they're supposed to. Then I'll cease the production of the oil or whatever is being produced over there on the other side. Cease the gas production. And wait for it to boil down here. Okay, dump that in there. Check recipes. Make asphalt, oil shell, straight oil. Still need a grease monkey perk for that one. Lead car battery. Let's manufacture that. Put away the remaining oil shale. It's gonna be 3 minutes total in order to get a lead car battery at rank 2. Could also tear apart cars, but the likelihood of receiving a battery out of them right now would probably still be pretty low. Gotta check inventory as well for a battery. Nope, don't look like I got any batteries in there. Or in here, so I must have sold any batteries I was currently holding on to. Just need the battery. Then I can fuel the little bike up. Okay. Let's see. Got a minute and 47 seconds remaining. I'm gonna go ahead and mute myself for a second. Okay, I'm done unmuting myself for a moment. Man. No, under the context, I probably gotta be one of the loneliest people I know. I stay away from things, I stay away from bad people, I stay inside, and I kind of avoid the public in general. A whole bunch of Californians have recently come flooding into my city recently, and they've managed to, I don't know, cause another pandemic panic. Because apparently the people that were coming in, these Californians that came here to hide in my state, and particularly in my city, happen to have been sick with COVID-19. So they caused another COVID-19 panic in my town. And everybody's clearing the shelves of the market again with no food. So food is becoming scarce once more in my county area. In a way, I do not appreciate it because, you know, when food becomes scarce, people who really need to eat end up with no ability to eat. It's also left certain places and gas stations kind of emptied out on food, water, just general byproducts that are necessary for survival. And I'm not trying to deal with some jackass trying to sell me toilet paper for $40 for a freaking a 9-pack. Because there was a guy like that. He bought a bunch of toilet paper and started selling his toilet paper that he had bought from the store for $40 for 9 rolls. Then this person got in trouble with the county sheriff's the county sheriff's office for doing that because they did call it on quote unquote was extortion. It was kind of funny because they made him give it away at that point. They had to give away the toilet paper. I don't have any issues with Californians, but they definitely were from California because about 1,000 people that came from there actually happened to have been infected with the COVID-19 virus when they fled to my state. And these 1,000 people ended up causing my town to go back into lockdown. I don't blame all of them, but I do blame the ones who came here knowing they were sick. So if you're a Californian, I don't blame all of you, but I do blame the one that knew that they were sick, but still decided to proceed coming into the state, knowing that they were sick. I don't always blame everyone, but in this such the case, they kind of made me a little angry. Because there's kind of like an imposed curfew now. I'm a bit irritated. I don't blame everyone, but I do blame those who are sick. I greatly appreciated anyone who was watching this. What the hell is that? Oh cool, my only streamer finally left. Well, not streamer, my only viewer left. That was amazing. Goodbye. I can finally stop streaming this game, and I'm going to switch over to a different game. To anyone who enjoyed watching this, thanks for viewing. But it's not like I hate your people because you're from California or anything like that. But I have my reasons for being a little angry because it caused another panic. And these 1,000 citizens happened to all be sick with COVID. And the sad part was they were former Texas citizens who went to California to live there. And then came back when the mandate orders or whatever for restrictions were lifted for California, and they all came running back to Texas. But they brought it with them, and they infected 2,800 more people in Texas as a result. I lost 6 friends because of that. I didn't even go to their funerals because they only allowed 4 people to be there. So, yeah, it's kind of shite right now. Have a good night or day or whatever. I'm going to reopen the stream later with a different game. I think I'm going to do some Wobbly Life treasure hunting. Or, yeah, I'm going to do Wobbly Life. I'm not going to play War Thunder. We'll probably do that later around 8 a.m. So I'll be back with some Wobbly Life. Thanks for tuning in.